Hello there, welcome back to Dis-Cember. I'm Scotty, you're not. We're looking at son of a bitch that we're looking at. Alright. I remember trying to get that to work right. I got a new tripod, so I'm trying to get to set up right. So we are finishing off the Lilo and Stitch franchise with Leroy and Stitch. Alright. I think this is a decent finale to the entire franchise. It finishes off the TV series. If you watch the TV series, you'll understand it's been forever since I've seen a TV show. But I did recognize some of these experiments. And you do see all of them, including Myrtle's dog, who was an experiment. Did she not have the dog? I don't think she did have the dog in the previous installments. I mean, maybe not even in Stitch the movie. I think it was in the show she got the dog. I didn't think about that at all. Yeah, so the story here is that they've captured almost all the experiments. I say almost because they outright say you have captured and found a place for all 625 experiments. Wrong! They only did that for 624. Not 625. Because 625, or as he'll later be called, Ruben, voiced by Rob Paulson, is still with Gantu in his crashed down spaceship. Yeah. Yeah. As we find out later. So I don't get this whole celebration. They're celebrating that they found and reformed 625 experiments, but no, they haven't. And then they did a stupid thing, and I think it's stupid because it's only to waste time. So the Galactic Chairwoman says that now Jumbo gets his lab back, Pleakley is going to be a teacher, and 626, or Stitch, is going to be a captain of a ship and have a big red battle cruiser, the BRB. Yeah. And they all give it up to go back to Hawaii with Lilo. Only for about 10-15 minutes later, only for them to then show that they are bored now with their regular life and want the new life that was promised. So Lilo, about 15 minutes later, says, okay, you guys go back. It's where you belong. And they do that. Why didn't you just have them go to their real lives and waste runtime? This movie's 75 minutes long. And I felt like that was only there to waste time. This movie, we gotta have it over an hour this time. We can't have it just be an hour. We gotta have it over an hour, so 75 minutes. Oh, but, so yeah, it's redundant. It is redundant as hell for them to say, no, we want to go back to Earth. And they get to Earth and be bored. And for Lilo to say, okay, you guys go do what you want to do. Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. You could have just had them go. Because the whole lesson here, that it should have been, was that they miss being around Lilo on Earth and they want to go back to Earth. But they literally did the whole, we're going to go back to Earth thing at the beginning of this. They do it again at the end. So why not cut out the middleman there and get rid of that part? Have them stay. Again, it's only to waste the runtime. That's it. Excuse me. Water good. Good for you. So, certainly better than that Prime shit. Anyway. So yeah, after the unnecessary 10 to 15 minutes or so back on Earth, they go back into space to do their things. And again, though, they also do the thing where, oh, it's nice. They think Pleakley's going to be a teacher, but not an actual teacher. He won't have classes. He's just a supervising teacher. So the principal That's what that is. Principal or vice principal. Sits at their desk all day. Get paperwork once in a while. That's principal or vice principal. Why? I don't know. And Jumba has his lap back. He's so happy, but he also misses Prickly and them. And then Stitch also misses everyone, and he's commanding his big red battleship and has a whole fleet of people, a whole crew, excuse me. Well, Gantu has had enough of waiting with Ruben, or 625, so he gets in his two-person cruiser, flies away, and he breaks out Hamstaville, and they decide to go to Jumba's lab and force him to create a new Stitch clone called Leroy. Yeah. Who's evil. Yes. And is defeated very stupidly. We'll get to that. They had a good ending for this, and then deflated because we have to be a Goofy Kids movie. I mean, you know how hard I smacked myself in the face when it was revealed what will ultimately take down Leroy and his clones, because Amstaville has them cloned. Then they travel to the Tura, something like that, wherever the Galactic Chairwoman is from, and take over that. And then he sends Stitch, Prickly, and Jumba into a black hole, but they're able to get out of it, of course. Meanwhile, Lilo on Earth realizes that she misses them and wants to make a contact with them. So she goes to Gantu's spaceship for some reason. Like, she doesn't know that Gantu is gone, but she goes there and finds him. That's where she names him Reuben, because he makes sandwiches. They go through a bunch of different sandwich-related names, like Patty Melt. Reuben is what they stick with. And also, because he is the closest experiment to Stitch, 626, 625, he has Stitch's capabilities, so he gets 2 more arms, and then he can also crawl on the ceiling, and maybe 4 more arms. I don't know. I don't care. Yeah. And then they fly into the space and get to the planet Tura, whatever. But they're too late. Right? They're too late. And then Jumba and them just happen to come through this wormhole at the exact same time they need them. Oh, and by this point, Gantu has switched sides to the good guys now. Because he's had enough of being yelled at by Amsterville, who says he doesn't need him anymore because he has his Leroy clones. And also, he's gone to Earth and had Leroy capture all the other experiments, including Myrtle and her dog. Myrtle's dog is one of the experiments. I forgot what they're like. I'm like, why did they grab her dog? And then she talks later, and I'm like, oh, that's right. She's an experiment, isn't she? Yeah. I guess. But, yeah. And then we have this big battle with all the Leroy clowns versus all of the experiments, which should have been how it ended, with the experiments defeating the clones and everyone cheering in victory. But no, this is a Goofy Kids movie. So the Stitch clones overpower the experiments. And then Jumbo reveals he put a special thing in the original Leroy that will deactivate him completely, cause him to short out if you sing Aloha Oi. And I forgot that was the thing, and he's playing it earlier, and when he said that, I went, of course that's what he was doing. Yeah. So they all get up on stage and sing a concert version of Aloha Oi, Aloha Oi. Yeah. Which causes all of the Leroys to short out. But they're not destroyed, because it's a kids' movie. Because later we see a scene where Amsterville and all of the Leroy clones, all of the Leroys are in prison together. Which, I don't know. Yeah. And then everyone goes back to Hawaii. Yeah. And David is here. But he's not voiced by Jason Scott Lee because he's only got like 2 minutes of screen time. I also want to point out, they have a different version of the Alohai Como Mai song that I think is sung by Tia Carrere. It sounds like Tia Carrere. It's a little bit slower. It sounds like her. No, I didn't stick my finger up my butt. I had scratch itch back here. But yeah, as a finale to the show, I think it works. You had a good finale. All of the experiments together, fighting the Leroys, taking them down, and then have a big celebration. You can have a song at the end where they sing. You didn't need some goofy ass glitch thing where you didn't need it's too goofy. And I know, goofy kids movie. I get it. That's too goofy. That's too much goofy. You had a good finale. Especially since you had tried to find a place for all these experiments. And none of these experiments stand up for themselves to fight and get back to those places where they belong. Have them defeat the Leroy clones and do that. But no, we gotta be goofy. We do have a picture with everybody, including Myrtle, who is... They didn't care to give her any character development. Really, she's like, I still think you're weird. But my dog says that she has part of a Ohana. So, yeah, Myrtle is in the picture too. I don't know. Makes no sense, but it's fine. I'm going to give it a middle of the road. It's probably my least favorite of these ones. Probably. So it'll go... No, because I don't... Because I just thought that goes Leroy and Stitch, Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch, and then the original. This way. At number 1. So... Technically it goes in release order. Backwards release order. But... not chronological, I don't think. I don't know. But it's fine for what it does, for what it wants to do. It works. But I don't know. And I think it's a decent finale. I just feel like the whole Aloha Aoi thing is too goofy. It's too far. It's too goofy. It's too much. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Leroy Stitch? Let me know comments, what you like, share, and subscribe. And tomorrow, we're on to sequels. So, join me for an extremely goofy time. Till then, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Scotty. You're not. And thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. And I'll see you in the next one. I don't know what I'm doing.